What's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid, and in today's episode, it looks like WWDC is going to be quite the shaker-upper because according to a couple of reports from Apple's own job listing, it looks like we could be expecting an all-new software to be debuted at WWDC, and I'll have all the details on today's episode. Also on today's episode, Samsung is looking to replace Bixby in some way with a new assistant, and I'll explain what that assistant is. Also, they are working with AMD to produce a new GPU-CPU combination. I'll explain the benefits of that. And also, the Z Fold 3 has officially begun mass production, so now it's time to just round up the rumors. And last story, Apple's OLED displays coming to the iPads. We have a lot more information on those, so we got a ton of news story, not much time to waste. So, without further ado, let's get it going. So story number one, the main story, WWDC. Now we're only a week away from WWDC and a ton of YouTubers are coming out with final last minute rumors and final last minute predictions. I've already done my predictions. I already said I'm only expecting software, and if there's hardware, I will be shocked. The reason I say that is I like to set my expectations to low. I'm not saying that anybody is discredited or not that's just my own belief. But it looks like WWDC might be shaking things up because it looks like Apple is going to rebuild or redesign or do something different, and they're going to release, it seems, a new software is going to be released called HomeOS. Now, according to Mac Rumors, in a recent Apple job listing, there was a mention called HomeOS. Now, according to the mention from the job, it reads, and I quote, "You'll get to work with system engineers across Apple, learning the inner workings of iOS, watchOS, tvOS, and HomeOS, and optimizing your code for performance in only Apple can. Join our team and make a real difference for music lovers worldwide." Now, inside of that, we do get a few listings. It seems that this HomeOS is going to be a combination of mobile, music, and TV. Now, based on what we're getting from this report and from all the details that was given on the webpage, there's not much looking at it, but it does look like it's a unifying of some kind of home implementation with TV, music, and other things. Because according to the listing, it does incorporate music and incorporates home as well. So a couple of reports are indicating that this could be the combined Apple TV and HomePod device that Apple is starting preparation. It could also be a combination of the home ecosystem that Apple is trying to work on and incorporating music with it as well. We don't actually know what HomeOS is really. It's just a pure speculation at this point, but it seems that it could debut at WWDC, which is a potential possibility, but again, there is still not enough evidence to support that. But if it does get released at WWDC, we'll have more information and we'll have a general idea of what Apple is going to do with this new OS. Now here's my thoughts and takeaway. This seems like Apple is going to try to do HomeOS with these new products that we were talking about, Apple TV and HomePod combined, to give you a new unique interface with a new different design, and probably will be the foundation and workings. Now, it's possible we might see it at WWDC, but I'm not willing to bet my $100 on it. I'm willing to bet maybe $20. But in realistic sense, this would be great if Apple can debut a new software. We have now seen tvOS, we have watchOS, iOS, now we've got HomeOS, which is probably going to be a big thing, and then macOS. So if HomeOS is meant to separate the HomePods, calling it HomePodOS or HomeOS, whatever, this would make total sense as tvOS's backbone is with HomePodOS, and HomeOS seems to be a combination of music, TV, and just things at home. So this would make a lot of sense for Apple to do this, but we need to just keep in mind that this is all speculation. But it does seem that Apple might debut something of this kind at WWDC, and I'm excited to check it out. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see when this new product comes out or what this software will bring and give us an idea of what Apple's gonna do. I have my own theories, but I want to hear your thoughts down below. Story number two, keeping up with Apple, it looks like OLED iPads are coming. Now, as you guys know, the mini LEDs are in the iPad Pros, and there are quite a bit of pushback on that. Not a lot of them have had a lot of issues, but there have been recent reports that some of the mini LEDs are burning into the display or leaking or something like that. and it looks like Apple is planning to adopt OLED sooner rather than later. Now, according to Ming-Chi Kuo, it is reported that the mid-range iPad Air is reportedly going to be updated with an OLED display next year at minimum. The iPad models are going to start the transition in 2022, but it seems with all of the reports of the new mini LEDs starting to show some futuristic problems or just some defects by default, it seems that Apple is ready to pull the trigger and accelerate the growth for OLED. Now, mini LED will still be there. They're not going to phase that out, but it seems like they're going to make a transition to finally put OLED in a tablet. Now, for me personally, I don't care. I don't think it's necessary, but I can understand with the price range being that the iPad is priced at $799, $999, and up to $1,000 plus. So I can understand if Apple wants to add more value, but the mini LEDs do have a little bit of issues, but I don't think it's going to be terrible. I think they'll get that fixed out. But I would like to see an OLED iPad, and I definitely want to see the potential of it because when Apple switched over to OLEDs for the iPhone, it was a great improvement, especially with Samsung displays. So I think that's probably where they're going to rock with Samsung. And hopefully the iPads get this whole thing tweaked out because it looks like they're going to be pushing OLED further rather than later. Alrighty, let's talk Samsung. So the first story up for Samsung is the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Now, as you know, I've already talked about it. I've done all my videos about the Z Fold 3, which you can check out later. But it is now confirmed that Samsung has started mass production on the Z Fold 3. And it looks like the mass production order is going to be quite significant, as according to a couple of reports, apparently they were supposed to launch within the next 60 to 90 days, and it seems that this will be a high ordered volume of Fold 3s. It seems that Samsung is expecting a high quality of sales, and they're expecting to meet demand for consumers that are willing to buy in on the Fold. Now, I gotta be honest, I don't buy that because I haven't seen really any people fully make the switch to foldables. While they are a great piece of technology, and I do appreciate Samsung trying to innovate in new areas, I don't see a lot of people really budging for folds only because of the price range. But if there is high expectations and high demand, then it will counter what I've said, and then of course we'll go from there. But right now, the mass production has begun, so again, we're gonna see these things in August. We're gonna see everything. So fingers crossed, hopefully the Fold 3 is a great device, and hopefully more people buy it, because it seems like they're really going all in on foldables, but we'll have to wait and see what happens when the time comes. Alrighty, let's talk about this assistant with 3D virtual interface. So apparently Samsung is looking to possibly replace Bixby. Yay, hooray, but it doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. According to Volkswagen, it says here that Samsung is creating a new virtual assistant called Sam. That apparently it is an all-new virtual 3-dimensional assistant that will work with characters and displayed on web pages only through the Wayback Machine. Now, judging by most of the images that you're seeing on your screen, it looks like this will be a 2D version and a 3D version of an assistant that is looking to replace Bixby. For 4 years, Samsung has tried to push Bixby, but it didn't work. And I think people have finally started to realize, and I think Samsung's finally realized, that nobody's using Bixby. So they're going to try to change it, but here's my thing though. You know, Samsung, I appreciate that you really want to do different things, and I've already given you a lot of praise, but come on, stop trying to force people to use Bixby and other assistants. Stop bloating them on your Samsungs. Stop trying to make them the main masterpiece. I understand you put it in appliances like refrigerators and other applications, but people are more using the Google Assistant, and it's been evident now. Now, there are some people that use Bixby, I won't deny that, but I think it's time you let go of Bixby and you finally just go in with Google Assistant. This new 3-dimensional virtual assistant, I don't know how this thing's gonna work out. It looks kind of creepy, but it does probably have potential because it will be using some new type of technology to implement conversation and sound more human-like, so that is kind of actually cool. But again, Google Assistant is just the way to go. You gotta rock that way, so I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. You guys let me know, what do you think of that, and really, where do we go from here? And lastly, the last story, Samsung and AMD, we have an update. Now, as you know, I've already talked about Samsung working with AMD to bring a whole new different processing power to their smartphones, and it looks like we have a big update, as it looks like they will be working with Exynos mobile chipsets. Not a surprise, but a big surprise is ray tracing. The next flagship Exynos will use RDNA 2. Basically, AMD will be using their GPUs and will be enabling features like ray tracing and variable rate shading. So when you're doing more high performance gaming or high performance applications, there is more attention to detail and will be a lot more powerful in the next generation SoCs. Now, it's not clear whether Samsung is going to make the switch for their next phone or what device is going to get this, but one thing is for certain, it does seem the first product that is confirmed by all the reports is going to be a laptop. So we can expect their Galaxy Book or probably a notebook of some sort that will get this chip, and then we'll finally get to see Samsung's ARM-based CPUs finally in their performance. Now, do I think they're going to outperform the Apple M series? Absolutely not. But do I think that there is potential here? Abso-freaking-lutely, because AMD is one of the most popular gaming GPUs on the market. They are more than GPUs, they do CPUs, but of course their GPUs are the more preferable choice. And for the most part, they deliver. And AMD has had a good track record, and now they're trying to get into the smartphone business. I'm all for it. I love what AMD brings to the market, and I hope you guys are too, because I'm just excited. I just hope Samsung doesn't mess it up with their Exynos chipset. That's my only hope. That's up in the air at that point. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. A long story, long episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, real quickly before you end the video, first of all, I want to say thank you all to my new subscribers. Thank you for coming on to my channel, and thank you for all the support from the Tesla video. Really appreciate the kind words and feedbacks. Number 2, our summer updates are here. We have a new background, new design. We are basically keeping the same theme, but new transitions. And of course, a lot more creative stuff are coming in the following months. I cannot wait to debut them. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit that dislike button. It helps reclaim my videos as well.